should have been off. Thank you. And the jingle singer said,
on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
hey, the Old Tube Radio Network. That's you and me and everybody else here on a Saturday evening, 27085, the Old Tube Radio Network. Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark, coming up shortly. But first, the roll call, the shortwave listeners right here. Good evening. My name is Dennis, one of the many net controllers to sit into the air chair of the Old Tube Radio Network, a place where we distribute information about old tube radios on the Class D Citizen radio service. We've been doing it for quite some time. If you'd like to join us, there are various ways. You might be already listening on channel 1127085, somewhere in the local zone of the skip zone, oldtuberadio.net on your Universal Media Netweb, where you can hear the audio and watch whatever happens with the video that comes up, or click on the video and join. I believe it is a YouTube Festivus going on out here with many items of interest. Hello to you out there on the YouTube channel. So firstly, and not lastly, but firstly, we're taking a couple of early check-ins before we do what we do. SWL 61 was looking good from way out north and out to the west. We had SWL 56 just for kicks. And who else needs an early check-in? Over.
24.
24, right on time. I'll get you, Joe, no problem.
Dennis, get 650.
And I know there were some on my video screen, which I will get as well. And also 650. Let's get 00, who is right behind the monitor with the cue cards. Thank you, Chet, for checking in. If you're playing the home game, this is week 7, 1018. I don't know what is 1018 on the 10 code. I don't think I ever used a 1018, but it's probably on there for something. SWL number 1, the guy that one of the guys that got this started next to this guy, SWL number 2, and I believe OBP is out. It was right there. He's here with an S meter. His S meter is still at 9 pounds. If we get that fixed, I don't know what's going to happen. We'll actually get You'll have good modulation, but you will actually have a good or an accurate signal report. Thank you, Kevin, for jumping in there. Make sure you say hello to Mr. OBP. SWL number 3. I will get a check-in for Rob. Let's go to SWL 5. And that is Levon, who is here. I saw him on my screen. JT at ORN. Taking a break tonight because he had some business to take care of. They're telling me my glasses are crooked. I think it's my head that's crooked. So I believe there was no ORN. It'll return next week, though. So thanks, everybody, joining us here on the Old Tube Radio Network. We got Levon. How about SWL 7, live or somewhere? Got a note to get a proxy for 7, but he might come in on the video side. Ham Radio Lady, where did I see you? Oh, I was going to play it back. You were on, is it Greg GG, K6EGG? I was watching his, I've checked in his before, but saw you out there on, where was he, 20 meters? No, he just come off 20, he was on 40 meters, so welcome. Welcome to the Old Tube Radio Network. Maybe we'll catch up on Greg's YouTube video there He's got it. See, he does it right. He's got all these meters, and his video is nice, and it looks good. So I'm aspiring to be to be great. Let's go to 7. We got checked in. I think in Sangertown we're at the races tonight, but I'll find out. SWL number 9. I got them checked in yesterday, Friday. SWL 10. Anybody see the jumping dolphins? The items are scrolling off my screen. Not yet. All right, I will get everybody that's been in. SWL 11 and 12. Of course, that is the ever popular Mr. Cornbread and Dan, Dapper Dan, Dan and Dapper Dan. What are you guys doing? I think Ham Radio Lady, I think it was a couple of nights ago. I'm not sure what night he was on. He was on 40 meters. Let's see, 11 and 12 checking in. Not quite yet. Maybe they're in the Dapper department. I do have the crossband up. I do have the Echo link up, but I have to disconnect. So let me do that. So we've been trying to get in on that. That should help. Let's go to Mikey, Mr. Cobra, SWL 13. And SWL 14, Sean out in Sanger. We got them checked in, sounding good last night on old radio or Ditchbank sideband net. There's 13 checking in. All right. All right, sounding good. We've got you checked in, sir. Thanks. KB6GFD. All right, Mike checking in via the crossband. 13 is in. Over to SWL 15. What's going on? Good morning in Copenhagen, Denmark. Out there tonight, or this morning. See if you're in there. Who else is jumping in? Mark, UDX 400, hello to you. Ben Hur CBs and Trucker Tips watching us tonight. Walker Customs, UDX 409. Thanks for joining us. Mopar's in, UDX 76. Oh, there it is. There's Dwayne. Thank you. I missed you because I did not see the jumping, obligatory jumping dolphins. 30 and 10 checking in early and checking out. Hosting, okay, some good stuff. No problem. We'll get you in tonight. Don't know if we didn't have any skip coming through in the ditch banks tonight, so I have a feeling it'll be slim pickings on the skip tonight, but we'll have to see. SWL 16, I see you there. And, thanks. Yeah, the on-air sign, I think they rearranged so we can actually see it and doesn't get a reflection. And that is courtesy of SWL 84, 86, 87, and 88 and the gang there. Let me put the X in the square for 16. Thank you, Charlie, and all he does behind the scenes here at the Alt Tube Radio Network. Foxman 362 CB Radio Night Live, Channel 26. Is that going on now? All right, so check it out. If you've got some conditions, they sort of, we had a lot of Hawaii and things going on, and as usual, the sun goes down and they go away. All right, I'll look for you guys, Ham Radio Late, I'll look for you guys on POTA. I often, either a soda or POTA, guys will come in, stations will come in, and I'll check him in. X4000 is in. X4000 jumping. Normally he stays back in the studio with Stan and Billy May, but he's out here checking in. Yeah, I'll put the X in the square for X4000, but don't go away. We're gonna need you in about 50 minutes. The Old Tuber Radio Network. Real Radio's Going in the Dark. Albert, man, you guys, I'm still waiting for that SDR to come back to Squamish, because we would have some good conditions, no problem. UDX 3030 out there in Scottsdale. I see you. Thanks for joining us. UDX36 from Battle Creek, Michigan, saying hello to everybody out there tonight. Thanks, Gerald, for joining us. Levon is here. Yeah, you've got to be careful. If you tune into Old Tube Radio Network or Old Radio Night, one's on the left channel and one's on the right channel. Still hear a little bit of the skip coming in. When I get to the roll call, but I want to say hello to everybody who is joining us on the video side from wherever you might be tonight. Tony's got tubes on the air. We'll be talking with him in a little bit. All right, back to the live feed here. Oh, there it is. there's the dolphin. Somebody said, look and you'll see the dolphins, and there they are. Thank you, Chrissy. Let's go to SWL 17. Somebody's way out there. SWL 18. I got Mike checked in from Facebook. Making sure we get everybody. SWL 19 checked in. S00. Cue cards are looking good as always. Thanks for joining us. I know this station is out there, but is he at the air chair, SWL 20?
Yeah, Roger. I'm here. Please check in 29 and 54, and I'll have besides myself, I'll have a radio of interest tonight. I came in the room about 2 minutes or 3 minutes ago, and your signal is lower than normal.
Yeah, it's way low. That is not supposed to happen. But I do have the monitor circuit on. All right, but in theory, it won't happen as much as it did before. So thank you for that. Thank you for the you sound bad report. Every now and then we need that. Over.
Now, you didn't hear me say that. Okay, I will catch you a bit later. Thank you.
No, I didn't. You were actually very gracious. I like the... it's sort of like, hey, buddy. All right. Thank you, Harvey. We will look forward to you in just a little bit as we are here on the Old Tube Radio Network. SWL 21 had a note to get JT checked in. He is out of the air chair this week, but will be back next week on ORN. And Jim out there in Prospect, Connecticut, hello to you. Was talking to Wisconsin today on 10 meters. Texas on 10 meters has been pretty darn good. Mark and Peter, 428, maybe out in the mobile somewhere. Thanks for jumping in. SWL 22. I thought I saw a Putty Tet. I thought I saw Anchorage, Alaska. Yeah. Anchorage is over at oldtuberadio.net. And I thought I heard Skipland calling for you. Were you out there? I'm getting Tyler checked in. I think he was talking. We can't... The band was too long. We can't hear Tyler, but we could hear Minigrass talking to Tyler. So you are in. No problem. SWL 23, the Skidoo guy. He will probably be in soon, so we'll look for that. Alpha Kilo is here. Where? Right there. All right. They're saying he's here. Alpha Kilo 295. We got you checked in. SWL 24. Joseph checked in moments ago early. Let's go way out to Madera Heights for SWL 25.
25 checking in. Your audio went way down again, Dennis.
Yes, it did. All right. I'm gonna have to make an adjustment. Have to make a slight adjustment here. I bet that is better. Over.
Oh, yeah. I got a whole room full of you now, Dennis. Anyway, thanks for checking me in. And thanks for doing what you do for, 30 plus years. So, anyway, thanks, Dennis.
Yeah, with a lot of help from my friends on their tube radios and the shortwave listeners and who knows what else. All right, I'll try to behave, and thanks for joining us, and I will get 74 checked in as well. Charlie says, I may have to adjust my Vox Ducker. I have a Vox Ducker I have to adjust. It will possibly solve that problem. Let's go over. 25 is in. SWL 26. Turning the page. Is Studio G, Studio B, wherever he's at, is it going on tonight? Hello to SWL 27, Dwayne. It's been a while. We're going to have to knock on the door over there. Around the corner, I did not see what they were up to tonight in the green room in the commissary, but we will find out. SWL 28, Gary in Sacramento, enjoying our great weather that we're having. Open the Halloween candy. They were buying bags of it. The Costco card is alive and well. They're buying the big 50-pound bags over at Costco in the green room. Bit of everything with a Coke. That is a lot of sugar. so try and be calm. Has a bellyache, and he'll still go to Costco. I know it's early. We've got it's going to be all gone before we can get out there. Thanks, Gary. Maybe we should find a lock. Maybe we could lock some up in the Orban. We got a key. We just stick it in the door and lock it up. SWL 29, we got a proxy for 29. 30 is in listening just in case, maybe they get a chance to check in. I know they're busy tonight. SWL 31 checked in moments ago. Hello to Robert and Teresa in Hendersonville, Tennessee. All nice and looking good out there. My exes. SWL 32. Hello, Rob. Boy, I had a great conversation on 10 meters to Charlie out in Texas. So I know the band can work, and we didn't even need hundreds of watts to do it. You get a little QSB, but it works. Still doing the antenna work. Just purchased a SSCB to join the herd. Arrive next week. That'll be good. We'll have to 38. See, 38 lowers, everybody hangs out, but you just flip that mode to 38 upper, and you kind of have a clear channel. So methinks there could be some single sideband, some really AM suppressed carrier in the future. Good stuff. We'll also try you on the big radio as well. SWL 33, myself, anybody who needs to check in around here. SWL 34, of course, that's Jimmy and the gang and the groups, all those Facebook groups. Do I need to read them? Do I need to? CB Radio Lounge, Central Valley CBers, Central Valley Ditch Bank CBers, the Old Tube Radio CB Network, fans of sonars, fans of Browning trams and sonar, antique CB radios, fans of Demco, vintage CB radio, worldwide sidebanders, high fidelity. It goes on and on. There are many from which to choose. You will not be lacking, even though you can't find anybody on the air anymore. You can certainly find somebody talking about CB radio on your social media. SWL 35, did I see Bill checking in? It says 1 week. Now, wait a minute. Let me refresh here. Yeah, that's Tyler. Hey, Tyler, I saw you. Just refreshed my page. I knew you had to be out there. All right, I'll get Mr. Bill a proxy check-in. That's Red Monkey Communications. Some of the radios you hear tonight, courtesy of way back when, Red Monkey Communications, keeping things rolling. Just, I thought I heard some skip coming through, but I think it's going to be slim pickings tonight on that.
Dennis, your signal has dropped.
Yeah, I don't know why. What do we have to do? What do I have to do? What do I need? There's probably some adjustment. All right, let's try that. I'll crank a bunch of knobs. And who else? Somebody's waving at me here on the video screen. I see you. I see it. Oh, it's Sadbeer. Hello. Joining us on the digital side as well. Thanks. Maybe we'll check you in on the 2-meter as well. All right, Mr. Bill in UDX 111. Ken, are you out there? Over. You're probably there, and I took so long you scrolled by. Well, thank you, Joe, for that. We've got Kenny checked in 111. And the Misfit, you 404. That's exactly what we do. Got to turn knobs, and at some point it will work. Let's head over to Chris, SWL 37.
Give him a proxy.
I will. He'll probably join in. Hopefully he's resting up or taking a nap or something. Okay. You know why? Who said that? Power meter, not me. Let me go to the right thing. There you go. Somebody said my meter's at 0, so I can turn the meter on. You can see all that. See, that's the difference. When they can't hear me, we're probably at 1 watt DC input. And then when they can hear me, we're at our good old 5 watt DC input. I think I had it on SWR. Maybe that's why. That's good. That's good. It's 0 when it does that. Hello, Hans. NWX base station waving from Seattle. Boy, the 40 meters, when it goes long, there's a couple of Seattle SDRs that work really well here, and all the stations from Washington and Oregon usually come in nice on 40 when the sun goes down. No, Rob, we want to be QRO. That's why when the red light shows up, that's a bad thing. Usually that means you're on the air. In this case, the red light shows up and we're off the air. SWL 38 out in Byron. Hello, Sam. Yeah, they're saying, shouldn't the lights be, when I'm modulating, the lights be dimming kind of with my modulation? That's always a good sign that you're, as we say in the radio business, getting out. SWL 39. SWL 40, I'll check him in. He was on the 2-way. He's got the electro. That's why the Larry Cam will not be on tonight. He's got the electro bike on some ridge about 40 miles to the east up in the moonlight tonight. So I don't know if he's coming back or when he's coming back, but he sounded good. He said about 4,000 or 5,000 feet with his half a watt handy talkie beaconing into the control room here. All right, Sam, I see you. We got you checked in. So 40 is in Road Dog 507, SWL 41 out there in New York. Hello, radio. SWL 42. And I hear you, Harvey, and 42, I hear you guys. It's a little weak, but you're there. Over.
Yeah, we got a key up issue. I don't know what it is. 42, the gang is here. Always coming for us.
All right, yeah, you're above my noise level, but it's definitely not the 20 over signal I was hearing a little bit earlier. So it's keying, but into what, we don't know. All right, thanks. And I believe that was the Harvey item, LO?
Yeah, that are me. Rusty Rails from the center of the country kind of wants to check in, but he's having trouble texting or getting on the internet, whatever. He's listening to the show, but he can't text or something. Anyway, he doesn't have a number. He'd like to get a number. But he's there every Saturday. He usually says hello to me and that he's listening. But he just sent me a message saying that he can't, I can't even think of it, text into the show. So, anyway, he's there. So put him down one way or the other and see if he can get a number. I can't even think of it. Text into the show. So anyway, he's there. So put him down one way or the other and
Okay, I'm not sure what was. I think I had a double receive going on, but I hear you. Rusty Rails, who is, like you said, been out here forever, checking in all the places. We are on the 7th week of the 8-week roster. After week 8, I will have some available items coming up. So we'll put the post on there to get RR, to get Rusty on. I think we should have some items opening up. In theory, so we don't have a million numbers. And back in the day, we used to have a lot of numbers when there's people on the air. If you don't check in for a full roster, that's like 2 months. And we'll go ahead and reissue that number because we'll figure you had your fun, right? you're on to bigger and better things. So thank you, Harvey.
Roger. He'll let me know via the phone if he heard you. If not, I'll send him a message. Thank you very much.
All right, I don't know why it's not functioning. There's, like I said, there's a couple places. There's over the air, which is, like we're doing here, 27085. There's oldtuberadio.net, which does have the network audio. You don't need to have the video with that, but that has a link to the video. And I believe if you have a Facebook account, it will allow you to add a comment, which some people have already done. There's some people check in that way, to check in on that page if you can't get through on the YouTube thing, or you don't want to do that, or you don't want to look at me. You can do it that way. You don't have to see me at all. That's good. You just hear me. Thank you, Harvey. SWL 43.
37.
And 37, just around the corner. We did get you a proxy check, and I'm changing that to the full-blown X in the square over.
All right, thank you, Dennis.
All right, so rest up, take care, and we will catch you next time on the Old Tube Radio Network.
Okay, I'm going to go crawl back in my chair.
All right, take some hot tea or some Ovaltine or something with you. Thanks. Going up around the hill. Now, where Larry is, he's probably right down around the corner from Mr. 360 up on the hill. So I will get Ray checked in. I don't recall if he was on last night in the Ditch Banks net, but 360, if you were listening somewhere, we've got the X in the square for you. Also, Paul and Kelly, SWL 45, thanks for listening in, looking to hearing you guys on the air soon. Over to SWL 46. And 483, at some point, maybe we'll have multiple venues from which to check in. And then I'll be super busy. I'll have to grow another arm to make sure I've got everybody on the air. Let's go to SWL 47.
Good evening to all from the Radio Lounge. This is SWL 47, where we got the Magic Eye tube winking and blinking, and the S-meter needle wagging much more excitedly than a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory.
That's a good thing for the net controller to hear. It is the month of October at the Old Tube Radio Network, designated for those spooky Magic Eye tube radios. We've had a couple in prior episodes here. I know we're going to have at least one or two tonight. So if you are a fan of the Magic Eye tube, stay tuned. As you just heard, there's a winking and blinking on the way. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The Old Tube Radio Network, we are here checking in the shortwave listeners. The radios are coming up soon. SWL 48. Yeah, Rob, we have to say, it's like a call sign. I mean, you can have somebody's call sign reissued. Then you look back on the history to find out, who owned this call sign. Was it somebody famous? So I don't know. I'll have to go back on the the archives and see what famous person was at 32. Hopefully somebody famous at 32. Did anybody hear, did I miss Sam? Somebody wants me to proxy in Sam. I will do that. SWL 49. All right, good deal. Somebody found the Universal Media NetWeb, and 9 and 14. If you're watching, there it is. 9 and 14. I hope you're having a great time out at the races, and you can hear me over all the noise. If you watch above my head, I'll make it official here. We've got number 9, the ever popular 982 Dirt Dog, and of course SWL 14. You guys looking good, sounding good last night on the Ditchbank sideband net. All right, back to the races, as they say. We're still on page 2. They're giving me behind the monitor. When they give me this, that means get going here. We want to check in the radios tonight. So we called Smitty and Sweet Country Mama. Let's go to SWL 51.
SWL 51 checking in.
All right, Dave. SWL 51 sounding good today.
Break OTR.
And we got a break OTR. We'll pick that up. Dave, don't go away. The break OTR, go ahead.
This is Mrs. SWL 52 with SWL 52 right next door. Looking at the back of your head.
All right. He's checking and checking again. We have never had that type of check-in before, and I opened the window just for you guys. KB6 GFD.
Saying hello from the whole SWL 52 family right here. Nice to see you, and hope everybody's having a fine night.
We are doing great. We were just talking about being at the races. We got a couple of stations that were checking in from the races, so now we've got the races right outside. Thanks.
Thank you, Dennis. K6USY and K6ZKA.
All right, you guys are always giving us the first. Thanks. KB6 GFD. All right, I don't think that's ever happened before, where we've got the, I think that was a CW check-in via the horn on the vehicle. Cool stuff. That's what happens when you leave the window open. Let's go to, that was 52, so let me check 52. And then, Dave, I wanted to make sure, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. A couple of times you dropped out there completely. I couldn't hear nothing at all from you, but you're back up and running.
Yeah, that's what happens if I don't keep an eye on things here. I want to bring up. Okay, here it is. Wait a minute.
The display. It was.
All right, here's the playback from today.
The display. It was really intense right there. I wish he would have widened it out a little bit to see exactly how wide other stations were. It's just not me. Those other stations too that were wide as well. He had it really close up on the.
But anyway, that's the replay. That's Dave. The way he sounded out of the where were we at? Michigan? No, Missouri. An SDR Missouri today. We were talking kind of this duplex thing. So good stuff. That's what it sounded like out of the SDR. Over.
Good deal, Dennis. Thanks for the recording, and I thank you for doing that.
Okay, let's get back to the roll call here. It's sort of a veritable treasure trove of items. So 51 is in, sounding good. Whether he's beaconing from the Midwest or right down the street in Sangertown, 52, live and direct behind the golden steering wheel, SWL 53.
Yeah, good evening there, Dennis. SWL 53 checking in.
Mr. Belair, the legend continues. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday evening. You are checked in.
Thank you.
And I wanted to make a comment. I think, Arlen, yeah, we're on the same page. You're not too late. 53 is in. We're still on page 2. I'm still trying to get off of page 2. It's not happening. So we can't do that until we get a check in from Arlen in Wisconsin. Thank you, sir. You've got the X in the square. Boat anchor CB repair. What's on the bench tonight? A Pace 1000M that's getting a little an audio chip and maybe some other things as well. All right, now I can turn the page. Page 3. We've got a check in for Mr. Board Jammer. Let's go up the hill to SWL 55. And let's see, who is that? 483 Mud Bucket. That is super cool. I wasn't sure how they did that, but yeah, to prove that you get that license and nobody else can use it as a vanity, get it back on the air. Cool stuff. And congratulations on the upgrade. And yeah, the FCC's not gonna. I don't think they're gonna process anything probably until whenever this, end of the month or whenever they can do that. So good. We'll look for you. On, let's see, your tech. Oh yeah, the upgrade will be able to catch you somewhere. So good. I'm glad you are able to do that, and hopefully they can get you sooner than later. SWL 55. Just for kicks, 56 checked in moments ago. SWL 57. Brown Dog Audio. Aaron, if you're listening, I'm gonna listen to the replay on that. You definitely broke the noise gate for sure. Let me tell you. SWL 58. I will get a proxy in for 58 because I do believe that Jeremy said that he was in some form of communications a while back. So make sure we get him. Let's go to 59. Uncle Hairball. Over. And SWL 60?
Hello, Dennis. Your signal dropped quite a bit. Evening time to everyone out there on the band. 603, all better known as SWL 60, checking in.
SWL 60 checking in and doing a good job of it. Let me make an adjustment. Do I have the Vonk Ducker -4 at -40? That's good. We're good on that, and we're good on that. All right, Joe, you are sounding good. Thanks for checking in. Over.
Thanks a bunch here, Dennis.
You know what I did? I changed the audio profile tonight, thinking it would sound better, but I think it misses a couple of the things I need. So I may have to go back to my other audio profile that I had. Let's get 60 checked in, and I saw some. Oh yeah, I wanted to. Say hello to, can you see on the microphonium thing here? Is it in the picture? Yeah, it is. ESSB, Voodoo SSB, had a great conversation with a Voodoo station today in Texas. Rob, that's the one I was talking about. The guys running modified radio, and the guys that do it the best on the West Coast are right here. Hello to Mark 4799, Andy up in Oregon, and who's it? PZV, Papa Zulu Victor, all checking in. Hello to you guys. By the time I get out of the air chair here up on these frequencies, the frequencies that you are frequenting frequently, will be out to lunch for the short hub. But I'll give it a try anyway. Anyway, thanks for joining us here on the Old Tube Radio Network, where real radios glow in the dark. And who is it? PZV, ask Mark about his 11-meter days. And let me tell you, he wasn't running Radio Shack here. He's running the good stuff. All right. Direct-net roll call. 60 is in. 61, Mr. Copenhagen checked in moments ago at the beginning of the net. Over to SWL 62. SWL 63. Shortwave listener 64. SWL 65. Oh, somebody said they're saying give 64 a proxy, not a proxy. Oh, he's in earlier. All right. Early check-in for 64. We'll do that. SWL 66. Why is my video so far behind? Wait a minute here. Oops. That I didn't want to do. Boy, I tell you, when you press the wrong buttons in what I do here, it could be a bad thing. SWL 67. Let me go over to oldtuberadio.net where, that used to be there, where Bill often checks in. My screen went away. Well, I'll check. Unless I can find my screen, I can't tell if Bill has checked in. Well, it just disappeared altogether. I think I can figure that out here. We'll just do some trickery. And Bill, I know I saw you there about an hour ago. All right, we got you checked in. Thanks. SWL 68 also checked in early just before we started the net. SWL 69, Kenny in Tulsa, hello to you. I saw you up on the screen just before we started. Thanks for that. Let's go to SWL 70. And now I kind of got my screen back. Let's see if we've got 71 in the mix. Not quite yet. SWL 72. Rob says turning up to 11. I think that is the problem. I have something turned up to 11, and I'm not noticing it. Let's go to SWL 73. Oh, 73 checked in via the crossband. Remember, we were checking in Larry up at the top of the hill. So John is checked in. SWL 74 got a proxy earlier. SWL 75. SWL 76. 76, right there. Boy, you must have a good internet connection. As soon as I said your number, it popped right up on the screen. So Red Fox 1 checking in from beautiful Johnson, Rhode Island. You know, Rhode Island is a very coveted state. They have, I think it's called a Triple H net. It's on 40 meters, and people check in to get their worked all, 50 states award. And let me tell you, Delaware, Vermont, and Rhode Island. Everybody says, you mean it's not an island? Where is that? Anyway, it's a very coveted location. So wear your Rhode Islandness well, because you are like DX heaven to some people. Let's go to see if they got some RF going. SWL 77.
Yeah, we got a little bit going. I got a reverse preamp in my lap and got an ohm meter out. So, but anyways, the transmitter's working. 77 checking in. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. 73s.
Yes, working. I hear you fine. Good audio, good loud audio. So we'll talk about that coming up. Thanks for checking in.
Roger, roger.
1017 looking good. Let's see if Richard is, I'm not sure if he said he was going to be listening or not listening. I will give him a check-in. Richard's out in beautiful Wild Wildemar near Lake Elsinore. Not to be confused with our triple play check-in just moments ago from at least one of the locations, Lake Almanor. Total different places in the state here. So we've got Lake Almanor and Lake Elsinore in tonight. Let's go to SWL 79. And I will get Philip checked in. He's probably hanging around the ditch bank page somewhere. And who is waving? Oh, SWL 36. Not a problem. I think there's no such thing as a late check-in. There's a late check-in. If you go to the oldtuberadio.net and you see the tube blowing, then indeed you are not late. So let me get 36 UDX 111 checked in. Gotcha. SWL 80. Turn to the page, SWL 81. Oh. All right, that's better. SWL 81. Must have some real high frequency spikes going on. SWL 82.
SWL 82 from the ditch of Banks of Viola. Good evening.
And good evening. You're probably hearing me. It's like, I can hear him. Now I can't hear him. I can hear him. Now I can't hear him. And it's a little game that we play here at the Old Tube Radio Network to see if people are near their receivers and can compensate for the bad things I'm doing. Ron, you are sounding good. I didn't know if you would be out of the races, but you are in the air chair tonight, as he is just about every Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I won't be saying that too long. It'll be just 8 p.m. Pacific Time on the Ditch Banks sideband net that you can find. What frequency is that? That's 36 lower, over?
36 lower sideband. Yep, that's right. What would that be? 27.365.
Always doing a good job. His radio sound, unlike mine, his radio sounds good, and he's got a decent receiver. Get checked in if you're, again, just like here, you don't have to be on any list. If you've got a spot for visitors to check in, and he checks in a lot of them. So thank you, sir.
All right. Good evening. Have a good one.
The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark. I see another thing that is not working correctly here, so let's do this. We'll just do some trickery. And Bill, I know I saw you there. All right, so at least that's working. That's the replay of the replay. You know what? I have to reset that, or else it's not going to work. Just hang on. Testing 1, 2. Let's see what the delay is on now. It's actually a big delay. Testing 1, 2. Listen. All right, there it is. Like 7 or 8 seconds. So hopefully you all can do better than that. Let's go to SWL 83. Oh, and Jay-Z was in. Jay-Z was right at the top of the net tonight. Checking in out in Sylvania, Ohio. Thanks. And then 84, 86, 87, and 88, and I mentioned them. That's Cheerios Kid, Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl, who, amongst other great things, at least you can, this is on display, the Old Tube Radio Network on the air sign. Thanks for that. That's the way I know I'm on the air, even if I'm not. 45 Kilo, thanks for joining us tonight. DD21 on hiatus tonight. He had some business to attend to, but he said he will be back in the air chair next week, which is a good thing. SWL 89. SWL 90. We've got a proxy for 90. And Felix was in right at the top of the net. SWL 91. I saw you in there, Felix, out from the Bronx, so we'll get you checked in. UDX 183. JT was he was away from the air chair tonight. He was doing some other business, so he will be back next week. I got a note to make sure he gets checked in, which he will get checked in. Over to SWL 92. SWL 93. SWL 95. Yeah, Hawaii's still in there. And good afternoon, I think it is. Good Sunday afternoon to Scarecrow in New Zealand. Listening to some ZL stations out your way on 20 meters. There's a couple of SDRs out that way, but none of them, when I check in or try to do a loop back, do very well with my signal here, which leads me to believe the problem is on my end. But we'll see. There's still in the background some skip coming in. So you guys listen in. You might hear us out in New Zealand. Let's go to SWL 96. That's Kurt in Kokomo. And we've got some Echolink link stations, so we'll be catching them in just a second. SWL 97. Boston 97. What's happening in Boston tonight? Obviously something good. Better than the old Tube Radio Network, I think. Up in Calgary, Bert, thank you for joining us. Always a good shot into Calgary on 40 meters. Starting right about now, actually. SWL 98. Hello, Tracy and all the gang at the Central Valley Ditch Bank Sea Beers. Always like how they make me look so good in the little promo pictures. So much for truth in advertising. SWL 99. Neil, you're on the scene. Let me get you now. While you are here, up in Kakalaki. Who did I talk to? It was in Kakalaki. I can't remember what band it was on. Classic autumn weather in the mid-70s, just like it was here today. Did not have radio on today. You know, sometimes that happens because, one, you need to not have the radio off or not on, or you just don't get into the air chair. Thought something was a little strange. Well, thank you for getting your dose of RF vicariously through the old Tube Radio Network here. And Dr. Jazz and the Carolina Sandhills checking in once again. Thank you. So we didn't hear 99. Let's go over to 100. I'll get Tony in the queue here. Make sure. I don't even know if it works. Make sure the Echolink link works. I hope it will. Let's try Tony, KD4BAO from KB6GFD, over. Tony's our purveyor of tubes on the air. Make sure we get
stuff. Dennis, please check in SWL 100. Good to hear you. Back to net control, KD4BAO.
All right, and it is good to be heard. Thank you for jumping in on the Echolink link. And you will be off to flip the switch and get the getters going and the plates and the grids the way they're supposed to be for our tubes on the air. Thank you, sir. KB6GFD. Echolink link is where we're at right now. Let's see. Let me catch Albert, and then we'll pick up Tony, get him checked in. So let's try Al. KI6CBA up to the north and maybe the east a little bit. I'm not sure. Can you hear me on Echolink? KB6GFD, over.
KI6CBA calling KB6GFD. Hello, OTR radio friends. I'm looking forward to the radios tonight. Dennis, I tried to send you an email. But somehow maybe I didn't spell it right. Could you resend me your email there? I'm looking forward to more people calling in and showing off their radios tonight. Okay, 73.
All right, will do. I'll put it. I'll link it up there at the bottom of the screen, and I will try and use. It's so tiny. I'll try to use some big type so that it will work. And thanks for, as we say in the business, take one. And take two will probably work. 73 to you.
Good night, all. OTR. See you soon.
All right, next, let's check in with Tony. I know there's a bit of a delay, so I'll stand by, but Tony, if you're there, we'll get you checked in officially. I do believe I got the Friday questions, which we'll be going to shortly. AJ6PD from KB6GFD listening. Tony's up in course cold. He can check in via the 2-meter. He can check in direct on the RF waves, and you can check in right here.
SWL 145 checking in remote from Marina. The delay throws me off. Back to net control.
All right, no problem. You're doing a good job from the remote. So you are out of the regular air chair. So good deal. Hello to you watching, and yeah, listen. Don't listen, right? Or listen. Turn something down, then turn something up. That's how you have to do it when you don't have the what we call in the business a mixed minus 73. And have fun out there. I know you are. KB6GFD. Okay, that's our Echo link-ups. Got a couple of check-ins there, which is a good thing.
73, Dennis, AJ6PD.
Over to John is always so patient. He says, "Oh, they're going to do that Echo Link thing. So let me grab a burger. Let me go down the street and grab a soda." And no, he is back. SWL 102. Thank you, John. X in the square. I think there's a square here somewhere for you to put an X. Thanks for joining us from Arkansas. Let's go to SWL 103. And 103 is in Joey checking in from a 69-degree evening in upstate South Carolina. Over. Let me put the 69-degree check mark in your box. Edmonds, Washington. Tracy, California, York, Pennsylvania, joining us, coming in on the upstairs deck tonight. Over we go to SWL 109.
Good evening, Dennis. Crawdad 109 checking in.
All right, right on time. You must have a special little flashing device that says it's about time, and there you are. Got you checked in, sounding good.
Thank you, Dennis, and you're sounding phenomenal tonight.
All right, when I sound good, I am. Thank you for checking in. SWL 110. Robert, SWL 111 checked in via, what did he check in? He checked in via oldtuberadio.net because it was skipland time and he was having trouble hearing. So, Robert, if you're watching, I've got you checked in. Let's go to SWL 113. Popcorn, your phone is ringing. Where's Popcorn tonight? SWL 114.
114 checking in.
114. Hello, Wayne. I have appropriated the X into your square once again for the, I don't know, 1,000th time? I don't know. It's been a long time. Anyway, got you checked in.
All right. Thank you for the X in the square.
We are on page 4. The tube radios are coming up shortly. If you have one, start warming it up because we'll be calling you shortly. SWL 128. That, of course, is John out of Fairfax, Virginia. One of our first digital shortwave listeners, but he is no, slouch when it comes to SWLing. One of the few people I know that actually checks in that actually has the Popular Electronics shortwave listener card. And John, where are you? About an hour ago, I see you on the list. Thanks for joining us from way out in Fairfax. If I click it in, checking in, there you go. Let's go to SWL 131, shortwave listener 133, SWL 135.
Okay. It looks like I have some adjustments to make. I'll wait till it's my turn. SWL 135 checking in.
135 sounding good. Yeah, that's sort of why we're here. On the air adjustments during the tube check-in time are not a bad thing at all. In fact, that's sort of why we're here. Make sure we can steer you true. All right, thanks for checking in. We'll see you in a little bit. Over to SWL 137. We got a proxy for 137. Tony and Course Gold checked in via the Universal Media Netweb Echo link, sounding good. Let's see if I get to my right page here, and it's still it's still functioning. SWL 188.
Good evening time, Dennis. 188 checking in.
Hey, sounding good in the neighborhood here tonight. Good to have you along with us on the old Tube Radio Network, and you've got an X in the square over.
10-4, evening time to all.
All right, the big station from the north. Thank you, Bobby. Up to Course Gold for the Starliner. Hello, Jim, 195. All right, and my green light is on. When the green light is on, you can hear me. When the red light goes on, you can't hear me. So I'm glad I got this coordinated. You're sounding good. We got an X in the square. All right. Flowers will get you everywhere. Let's go to 59. Did I check you in? Let me see. Let me see if I put an X, because I don't remember. 59. No. All right. Uncle Hairball, the X is there. We'll go to that page and we'll get you official over my head as I speak. Don't forget to feed the fish. I think that was our password here at one time. 195 is in, and Shockwave, SWL 226, out in Mariposa or somewhere, and someone made a comment, and Jeff is like the only one that's left in the 200s. The list used to go way up into the 200s. This is back, in the late 80s, when there was somebody on every channel here in the Central Valley coming in to check in. We kind of did it like a DX thing, kind of a free-for-all, but we ended up sort of whittling the list down because we weren't getting to the radios. But Jeff's 226 is one of the last holdouts from the days of yore, when we had a lot of people on the list. But this is the old Tube Radio Network. That's what we like to do, is listen for the radios. Before I do that, any other check-ins that I may have missed out here listening? Okay, before I go, they want to do it now? Okay, we'll do it now, and then we'll do the tube radios all in one. So this is our question. Were I to, I just had it, were I to be able to find our question, and like they say, I've not seen the questions prior, so I'll be reading these for the first time. I do not know the answer. Unless I look, then I can know the answer. Question number 1. What is the purpose of a filament choke in the filament of a triode grounded grid amplifier? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? Okay, what is the purpose of a filament choke? We have visuals to go with it now. With a filament choke in the filament of a triode grounded grid amplifier. I don't know. Would that be... Oh, I'm sorry. There's answers for you to pick. One is to prevent 60 hertz hum in the signal. Oh, I kind of like that. To prevent TVI. I kind of like that. To increase filament voltage. I'm not sure I like that. To unground the cathode from an RF perspective. I don't even know what that means. To unground the cathode from an... Oh, okay. For spurious stuff. Actually, I kind of like that too. Anybody? So we're looking at the purpose of a filament choke in the filament of a triode grounded grid amplifier. So it's prevent 60 hertz hum, prevent TVI, to increase filament voltage, to unground the cathode from an RF perspective. Bill, who knows these things and often gets them right, is saying D. I was sort of going to D or to A, but I think A is, you're not, if you're preventing hum, you're working on the audio circuit. You're not messing with the tube. So it sounds like the RF, if your tubes are making RF, you want to do that suppression. So I think that would be my answer. Rosie says all of the above. That is a safe bet.
all out, Dennis.
Rosie, that is a safe bet. All right, the answer is indeed D, to unground the cathode from the RF perspective. The choke, to unground the cathode from an RF perspective, the choke should offer sufficient impedance to elevate the cathode above ground potential for RF and at the same time, simultaneously, be made of heavy enough wire so that there is negligible loss of filament voltage in the choke. And there will be a test. Remember that, there will be a test. Okay, thank you, and good job, Bill, and anybody else for that microphonic feedback. Popcorn. Hello, Popcorn. Somebody was calling for you, Popcorn. They said, is Popcorn on here? I said, I don't know. He's probably popping the popcorn. As soon as it stops popping, he'll be here, and here he is. Number 2, ham operators. In the early days, whenever that is, that could be like 1910. Ham operators in the early days most often laid out and secured their coils, tube sockets, and other components onto what kind of chassis? So early ham radio operators often laid out and secured their coil, tube sockets, and other components onto what kind of a chassis? I don't know. Wood? Bakelite? Glass? They wouldn't do glass. I don't know. I'm old, but I don't think I'm that old. And if you look at all that homebrew stuff, aren't they on like a piece of wood? Would that be good? Okay, let me see what the answer is. Copper? Copper is good. I mean, we check in, and 23's good do. He snuck in the door. Who let Mitch in? 23's good do. Let's see. Let me see what a ham operators in the early days most often laid out and secured their coil tubes and sockets. Now, what kind of chassis? Answer. In early days, breadboarding was the physical act of building early transmitters and receivers on literal breadboard using nails, screws, or tacks as connection points. Breadboarding aided in the transition from spark gap, boy, those are going way back, to continuous wave by providing a tool for rapid solderless prototyping. This allowed hams to quickly and cheaply, and that's a ham for you, quickly and cheaply build, test, and modify transmitter designs, which was crucial for developing the stable, pure signals required, boy, this is wordy, for effective CW communications. There will be no questions for the next 2 weeks. So what was the answer? What was the answer? It was in there somewhere.
Breadboard.
Breadboard, all right. In the early days, breadboarding. So that was what was the question? Most often laid out and secured their coils, on a breadboard, okay. You can see how smart I am. So check your pantry for the breadboard. Okay, that is enough for me. I'm going to jump out, get ready for the tubes. It'll be a minute or two. I will be back. Thank you, Tony, as always, for the questions. Even if I don't do a good job of reading them, at least I get to see the answer before anybody else. Back in a moment on your old Tube Radio Network. Yeah, the Heathkit breadboard. They used to sell that. One had little springs, and then you could buy the little breadboard and stick your little wires in there, and it's all connected. So go build something. Go build a breadboard, not a cutting board. Go build a breadboard transmitter, single tube transmitter. You could check it in on the old Tube Radio Network as long. It doesn't matter if you use a solid state receiver. What we're hearing is the transmitter in a separate box. That was the first thing we said. If somebody comes in with a transmitter, all tubes, they want to homebrew it, stick a crystal in it, we will check it in. We used to have a couple of mystery radios like that. We didn't know what they were, but they were full of tubes, and we could hear them, so we would check them in. Okay, back in a moment. Test, test, test. Changing a couple of settings here on the audio. Test, test, 1, 2, test, test, test. All right, see if that works any better. All right, back in 1 minute. All right, good deal. Let me get rid of this. That is nice. Recalibrate that. Recalibrate that. That is nice. Turn off the bad audio. Recalibrate that. Recalibrate that. That is nice. Turn off the bad audio. Recalibrate that. Go to this window screen. Sorry about that. Recalibrate that. That is nice. Turn off the bad audio. Recalibrate that. Go to this window screen. Sorry about that. Why are we getting feedback? That is nice. Turn off the bad audio. Recalibrate that. Go to this window screen. Sorry about that. Why are we getting feedback? Great. So where is that audio? Turn off the bad audio. Recalibrate that. Yeah, this could be a long process here. Why are we getting feedback? So where is that audio? Turn off the bad audio. Recalibrate that. Yeah, this could be a long process here. Is it coming from? So where is that audio? Turn off the bad audio. Recalibrate that. This could be a long process here. Is it coming from? Great. We can't do that now. Hold on. Because I changed things. Great. We can't do that now. Hold on. Because I changed things. We can't do that now. Hold on. Because I changed things. We can't do that now. So let's just pause that, all right? Why it's not working, I don't know. So let's just pause that, all right? Why it's not working, I don't know. So there's, you know what? There's another thing open there. So let's just pause that, all right? Why it's not working, I don't know. So there's, whew. Boy, that'll drive you nuts, won't it? All right, truly, I will be back in the air chair in a moment. Aha. Oh, that's the right one. I think I found it. Oh, there's many. There are a whole bunch of them. Let's get rid of that. Then we turn that back on. Let's get rid of that. Right, then we turn that. There's still more. It's that one. That's the one. That. Yeah, thank you. All right. Get back to this screen. Get back to this screen. I bet it's going to work this time.
You may not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
All right, now I should just leave the video up while I'm searching around trying to find out what the technical problems are. You can see all the wackiness that goes on. And I'm going to have to see if I can find what I did with my little breadboard that I used to have. So I can say, that is a breadboard. You don't have to, you never have to cut the crust off a breadboard if you've got the right time. It is tube radio time. I have the old tube radio list, which I'm ready to populate because there is nothing on it. I think I've taken care of all the strange audio wackiness, and I will say this is the old tube radio network listening for any and all tube radio check-ins.
135, 135.
And we have one, ladies and gentlemen, 135, hello, radio.
Oh, I thought I'd have to fight the crowd. Let me look at some stuff. Everything has changed because the temperature has changed. Remember, I had everything all set up nice before the show. Things have gone well, though. I should be closer to on frequency. According to this, I got 0845, so it's gone up a teeny bit as things have gotten colder. And it's putting out the teeniest bit more power, too. Okay, so shall we proceed with this?
We shall proceed, and then I can do a zero beat, see where you are at. We don't have the Larry cam for the picture, as if you will, see if you're, moving when you keep. But it sounds pretty good. I'm hoping that the one thing I haven't tried yet is the Rolodex to see if that's going to work, so we can get the picture. So let me know. I think I know what the radio is, but let me know what the radio is, and I'll pop it up because this is a scary, spooky thing for Halloween.
Oh, it is. He's one of the most scary, terrifying radio that you ever heard. Okay, from Gonset and the Young Spring and Wire Corporation in beautiful downtown Burbank, California, is yet another radio. It was made down south of here in Burbank. This is the Gonset G11. It's Gonset-11 here on 11 meters, and here on channel 11, lots of 11s happening here. Citizens Communicator. It has in this tiny, tiny box 10 tubes, if you can believe that. This thing measures 7 inches wide, 7 inches deep, and 5 inches high. If you've got the picture of it, it's a very tiny little cube, and yet they managed to stuff 10 tubes into this thing. It has one channel and only one channel. It has a separate crystal for transmit, and again another crystal for receive. So this is it. Radios don't get much simpler than this. You have a squelch knob and an on-off volume knob, and there is nothing else to adjust.
And very significant. All right, I have found the picture, and this is the picture of the radio that you sent in, I don't know, like 30 years ago? I don't remember, but this is, and it's still working. A lot of things significant here, and for those who know the E.F. Johnson Messenger whiteface radios that have one or two knobs, and I think there's a Hallicrafters that does it. These are the early pre-1960, 1958, 59, 60 citizens radios. When the FCC says, here's what we're doing, we're going to grab this 11-meter band, and we're going to make this very simple, no tests. You talk to base to mobile. It's not a hobby thing. You don't need an S meter to give anybody a signal report. You just have to turn the thing on. We'll let you know that it's working with the light, and do your thing for 5 minutes. Do your call and get the heck out of there. And these are the radios that were built, most of them. Some people didn't follow the rules, but these are the radios that were built just for that. Back to you.
Oh, yeah. With only one channel at your disposal. Again, nothing really hobby communication about this. It's like this goes. Oh, and this is a Canadian version. Most of the ones I've actually seen are Canadian versions. I don't know if you can see in the picture at the bottom where the microphone cord cable comes out. It is hardwired, into the radio itself right there in the front. You'll see channel 8. And you'll see the frequency in megacycles is 27.085 because that was channel 8 in Canada. Speaking of Canadian versions of the radio, this does have, as you probably already guessed, a Magic Eye modulation indicator, which is the 6ME5. That's 6 Mike-Echo 5. It's the round or with the wedge in it, kind of Pac-Man style Magic Eye, like what you see with the 6E5s or the 6U5s or 6G5s, except it's like half that size. It's a very small version of the normal kind of round Magic Eye tubes that you'd see in receivers from the 30s and 40s. So I think it's a military style Magic Eye. It was used in a lot of military test gear and stuff like that. Back to you.
Probably just to fit in there right at the top of the case. We're looking, that's the tube sticking out there, looking into the top of the tube, I guess. I don't think you're using the microphone we're showing. That's an static. But it has, and someone pegged it, and I think so too, and now we're listening on the headphones, has almost a crystal element sound to it. It's very, the voice frequencies in the mid-range and the high mids are there, not so much high and not any low at all. Sounds loud though. I've put the picture of the S meter up. It's certainly moving the meter around, so... let us know what microphone, if that's the microphone, it's hardwired in. Otherwise, you would have had to put a plug or something in there over.
Oh yeah, back at the very beginning, Harvey modified it and made a pigtail, tip ring sleeve, stereo jack that comes out, and I have this microphone plugged in. I don't know if you remember, this is going way back. When I first checked it in, I was using the pictured Gonset microphone made by Static, but if you look close, you can see the Gonset emblem in the middle of it. And I still have that microphone just for keeps, but if you remember, I screamed into that microphone, and you could barely make me out. It definitely would need a new element and probably some amplification behind it, because that's what I'm using right now is an amplified Turner Plus 2. This is the Turner Plus 2 amplified desktop type microphone, which you'd think would be bassy and muddy and that kind of thing, but with this particular radio, it had the right qualities. And so I went with this. Back to you.
It certainly has enough volume, so that is, if that was an issue, it is certainly no longer an issue. Gonset, as you mentioned, from out of California, initial founder Robert Roman Gonset, born in 1891 in the Ukraine. So I know why you like this radio. He immigrated to the eastern Canada in 1907. Maybe there's the link. The family moved to California in 1916 and established the Gonset Company in Burbank, another beautiful downtown Burbank radio. Robert's son, Faust R., or Robert Gonset, was born in 1916. Faust was an early ham radio operator with a call sign Whiskey 6 Delta India Zulu. Robert R. Gonset also established the Gonset Waterproof Electric Company with his son, and the company supplied electrical equipment to the U.S. Navy during World War II and to the United States government after the war. In the 1930s, Faust contributed articles about transmitter modifications to Radio Magazine. In 1942, he co-edited the Radio Handbook. Wow, for years, the major competition to the handbook put out by the ARRL. So look for the Radio Handbook and look for Gonset name in there. Robert Sr. died in June 25th, 1951. In 1958, the Gonset Company was sold to Young Spring and Wire Corporation. Let me pause there, because didn't you mention that name is somewhere on that radio? Over.
Yes, right when I started. It says here in Sam's number 1. Anybody looking for good information on this radio, but a slightly different version of it. This is in Sam's number 1, and it says here, manufacturer. Let me try to read off of this. I was doing it from memory. Now I got to read it. Gonset, division of Young Spring and Wire Corporation. I can't read that. Was it 804 Main Street, Burbank, California?
Okay, 1958. So Young Spring and Wire, and this is probably the around the time that they were sitting in the laboratory or the shop saying, there's that new Citizen Class D thing going on. What are we going to do? Faust Gonset became president and majority owner of Minitron Incorporated for a brief period of 1960 and 1963. Faust Gonset started the company Sideband Engineers. Oh, I didn't know that. SBE, Sideband Engineers. In 2006, Faust was was among the inaugural group of 50 inductees into the CQ Hall of Fame. Faust's son Robert was born in 1947, became WA6QQQ, and he lived in Fallbrook, California, and present holder of the famous W6VR call sign. They're saying Gonset Company 6. We have to pull a Google map up here. 601 South Main in Burbank. I wonder what's there now. A subsidiary of Alltech Lansing. So that's Alltech Lansing stuff, and a division of Young Spring and Wire Corporation as well. And Gonset was sort of known for these. I wouldn't say super expensive radios, but very obtainable radios, price-wise. And kind of niche style radios, like 10-meter converters for your car radio. You put it in the AM radio and you can listen to 10 meters. They had the Gonset communicators with the Magic Eye for 2 meters and 10 meters and 6 meters. So a very cool company, a very innovative group. And boy, that's you can't get much older when you're talking Class D than this one right here.
Yeah, I'm out here in the CB Cabana as usual, so I can't see what you're looking at. But if you've got any advertising there you're looking at, I have no idea what did these things used to go for? Any idea?
I do have an advertisement. Let me see, and here it is. It's from a. Let me see if I can get a full page on that. All right, we'll scroll down. Gonset's new G11. And the tag on the ad is received December 31st, 1958. So this is right at the first couple months CB radio. Hundreds of users. I'll try and read a little bit because it's hard to see. Hundreds of users for the new Citizens Communicator carry in your car or use in your home or office, sporting events, fishing, hunting, camping. So you get an idea of what this was for. Camping, boating, auto racing, skiing, biking, on golf carts, club activities, spectator sports, football games, country estates. Oh dear, could you bring me the, when you got a big yard, you just call into the country estate. Baseball games, and it goes on and on and on. It's sort of covered up by the, so you get the idea. They were trying to sell these things. This is like a personal telephone. That's what it was. Why? How? The FCC assigns 22 channels in the 27 megacycle range virtually without restriction as to legitimate usage. Oh, can be business or pleasure. Any U.S. citizen is eligible for license, no difficulty, merely complete Form 505D. Anybody have one of those hanging around? Packed with the equipment and submit to the FCC no tests, no special skills, no examinations. What they didn't say is it would probably cost you $8, $10, $20. And to answer your question, it's so small. Let me go to a close-up. Oh, that's much better. Why didn't I do that first? $149.50. So that was 115 volt to 12 volt DC, same price. Ground plane antenna they sold with it. So you're looking at $1958 over.
Wow, that was a bunch of money back then. Man, and for such a teeny radio. But they crammed so much into it, don't you think? Like I say, a 7x7x5 cube, and they crammed 10 tubes into this thing. And that, is in addition to some pretty big transformers I can see in there, and everything else, and of course a couple of crystal sockets. So they really were trying to give you the most bang for your portable, easy-to-use buck.
And they are, they're not small compared to today's radios, but they're, compared to a Tram or Browning, they're kind of small. The picture on the ad shows a guy at a construction site with a big crane behind him. So that was it, or, like 102 was saying, you get the, you get the 57 Merc, and you bolt that thing to that metal dash, and get one for the living room. Put it under one of those little fancy doilies on the stand, and you're good to go when somebody wants you to pick up a quart of milk on the way home.
Yeah, and it's just amazing. I don't think anybody else packed that much in here. You could put 3 or 4 of these inside a Tram. But they space things out a lot more comfortably too. Again, it's a lot just crammed into a teeny box. Okay, thanks for letting me check it in. The third in the series of Magic Eye radios. This one being the 6ME5. Let's see, we did the EM87, we did the 6RE13, and now the 6ME5. That leaves one more to go. And if we're all going to be here next week, I'll do that one.
Will do. And thanks to 23 Skidoo, who brought out the calculator, the $1958, that's equivalent, and I believe it, holy cow, $1,681 today. So what you would do is you'd get your $300, which is what, probably took all month, 2 months. I don't know how long that would take to get. Certainly not if you had a paper route. You wouldn't even be in business here. And then you would go to your neighbor and you would buy their old failing 54 Club Coupe for $150, and then you would go out and buy the brand new Gonset G11 at probably some type of electronics store for $150, and you'd still have to pay whatever it was for the antenna, and you would be good to go. You would have spent your allotment for the year, but at least you would be a citizen's communicator. Over.
Yeah, my gosh, I knew it was going to be high, but I didn't know how. Yikes. I knew that was a lot of money back then, but wow, over $1,000. It seems a bit much, like you say. You can get a really nice car for that. Anyway, thanks for letting me check it in. We'll see you next week. See you.
Thanks for bringing it by in the series of October radios with the Magic Eye tubes. And someone reminds us that where is our talking pump? Well, we'll have it next week. I'll put out a request to the crew here, see if we can't get the talking pumpkin to be in the background and mess things up. Another chord for me to plug in. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. The Jingle Singers, I think, are ready to go.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
Not a bad question. Someone asked if these radios were modified. Probably because the FCC wasn't. They were just type accepting things fairly easily. And if you look some of the early E.F. Johnsons, they some of them were made for 10 meters, so they had a little bit beefier power supply. You could get that more than 5 watt or 4 watt RF output. There weren't designated or mandated clippers and compressors that FCC says you got to start putting this stuff in the radio because they're not doing it right. They're overmodulating, they're splattering. Back when the FCC would drive around in their little vans and write a bunch of $50 fines, antennas too high, idle chit-chat, not using your call sign, being on longer than 5 minutes or whatever you were supposed to do, that kind of stuff. So not sure about that, but I'm sure they had some there was tinkerers with modifications to make them louder and more power because they could. The Old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark. Thanks for our first radio, and we'll listen to see if we've got anything else. Over.
1017.
1017. Hello, Dennis and crew over there. And just a reminder, you don't have to be on any list, don't have to have any numbers. If you find yourself like you just went to the garage sale and you carried home the tube radio and you got it fired up. I shouldn't use the word fire. You got it working on a Saturday evening. This is a place. This is why we did this so long ago. A place to bring the radio and talk about it, and were there to be knowledgeable people to help you out and listen to it and say, hey, that's pretty good. So, Mr. 1017 will clear our current rig and go to the Rolodex and hopefully have a picture of what you have over there. Over.
Okay, Jerry and I have a Hallicrafters model CB3 Citizens Band radio called the Little Phone, and that is spelt with an F, which is quite interesting.
Hallicrafters. Now, here's the company. We just went Gonset that was doing things long before 1958, doing some amateur radio stuff. Hallicrafters, another long-standing company. I think it was Bill Halligan doing things for the armed forces, doing a lot of stuff, a lot of radios for amateurs, and then along comes, Class D, and people are thinking, you know what, maybe we can make some money with this. So there's a CB3, and a 3A. You have the 3 over?
Yeah, this is the 3, and 1961 to 1962, this radio was in production.
And it was replaced by the 3A. I will put a picture of the 3 first. I don't think visually there may not be that much different. I think it was more internal, and because the picture I have. Oh, okay. I have an ad. Let's go. Well, that's still for a CB3A, but let me put the ad like we did with the other one. And again, they're talking about how easy it is as a personal two-way device. This one even fesses up. It says up to 15 miles and more with Hallicrafters rugged transceivers. The cost of the A, and I'm assuming that the CB3 was probably similar, $159.95. So we're still in that $149, $150 range where they think, well, somebody might buy this. But it sure sounds good. What kind of items did you have to do to that to get it on the air over?
A couple of caps and cleaning it up, checking tubes, and the old varmint reverse preamp that's sitting in my lap had a relay issue, but we took care of that, and it is in modulation mode, so it's got some swing. And yes, these radios did come with the microphone clip screwed into the front of them, which drives me absolute batty. I thought somebody down the road had done that, but no, they come from the factory that way.
A mobile thing, because this was going to be a front-facing radio, and you want to clip the mic on, maybe. I'll go to a better picture, but there's the 3. I just want to get to that, and I think the 3A allowed you to have some accessories where you could pull out some panels in the front and put an S meter and a VFO. I'm not kind of seeing that on the 3. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't think on the 3. Well, would be a base model 8-channel. The other cool thing they did do though is they set the cabinet up to work like the hood or the front hood of an automobile, where you can actually it's hinged, and lift the cabinet right up and field service any of the parts inside the radio. I thought that was pretty cool.
Because in theory, this didn't have a tunable receive. You had the 8 channels, so you might want to have more than 8 channels, and that would require probably lifting that top up and finding where your C, D, E slot or A slot was, and changing things around. So sometimes the engineering department comes up with some good ideas.
Oh yeah, I think every radio should be able to. You just flip a clip on one side, flip the clip on the other, and it tilts right up, and you can reach right in and get to everything.
Indeed. So I'm going to go to a CB3A, just because we have a nice color picture, and you can kind of get an idea of what if you're watching, what it looks like. So there's the difference, and there's the clip you're talking about. Is it right over? Did it have a Hallicrafters logo? And it's right there. Yeah, I can see what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like, okay, wow, we'll just stick it right here. I couldn't believe a manufacturer would just shove a mic clip just like that in the front of a beautiful radio when they could have hung it on the side. It just makes no sense to me.
It kind of looks dangerous, actually, like you'd poke yourself on that.
Yeah, in fact, I did earlier working on it. And, yeah, so we're running a non-amplified D104 microphone, rewired everything for Cobra, so all our microphones and all our radios are wired Cobra, so we can just grab microphones and radios, and they all work no matter what, so it makes things a lot easier. And we are currently talking to you through a ground-mounted chain pole with a 27-foot driven element, and the feed point's at 3 feet, so it is literally ground-mounted.
A little bit of, what do they call it, low-angle takeoff, although we're ground waves, so I'm not sure how that works. Just did the 0 beat, not bad. I don't know if that can't possibly be the original crystal, huh? 27-084-82, so 180 cycles on the low side, very not detectable on my filter. The audio sounds good. I can't tell you the number of Hallicrafters CB3, CB3A, the little phones that when you shout into them, you will get some severe flat topping, and I haven't heard that at all with the microphone. So the way the radio's adjusted for the audio and the tube in there, maybe you got a, I don't know if I have a tube complement for this or not. Probably not. I bet they didn't use a 12AX. Oh, I do. 7 tubes, right? 66 amplifier, IF mic amp, 12AZ8, output modulator, 12AQ5, Final amplifier 6AW8A. It says there's a schematic at oldtuberadio.com. That's a CB3A. Sam's 5. So I'm not sure where the 3 was, but it's going to be in one of the early books. And we have some of the SWLs out there concerned for your welfare. Someone mentioned that nobody should have to sit with a varmint in their lap for that long.
Well, the mad scientist over here, whatever it takes to get it on the air. The crystal complement, both transmit and receive set, are still wrapped in the factory wrap with the Hallicrafters stamp on them. So I know they haven't been touched or removed. And every single tube in this radio has the Hallicrafter logos on them. So there is a very good chance those are original also.
Could be. Maybe we got some good new old stock tubes in there. I'm not sure. I'd have to do some research to see where Hallicrafters got their tubes, but looking good, sounding good. Under the mic clip, is there the 3A? I'm not sure when they changed the logo, but it's going to be a circle with the lowercase h, and it'll be red.
And this one is in white, and it has a blue asterisk arrow on the left and a red asterisk arrow on the right of the round emblem.
Wow. Okay, that is their earlier logo, because I have a couple of Hallicrafters late 60s, early 70s items, and they use that round red logo. I'm going to bring up the if I can, the CB3 again. It's monochrome. Oh yeah, okay. It is. Let me pull it. It is definitely different. It's got the red. So are those illuminated? The little arrows?
No, one's painted blue and the other's painted red.
Wow. All right. So that's an early Hallicrafters logo out of Chicago, Illinois. Pretty cool stuff. Is there enough room to keep your lunch warm in there if you open the top?
Actually, there is. And, you know, the layout is just, well, that's Hallicrafter. The layout is so beautiful. It's roomy, easy to get to everything. Nothing's all forced in there. I mean, no shoehorning involved. It is a cool little radio for just a basic. And like you said earlier about the Gonset, you know, kind of like a little telephone, you know, but it's a radio that just works like a basic phone, and they called this one the little phone. So there you go.
20.
And 20, we will pick you up next. And there was Hallicrafters was quite prolific in the 60s with 11 meter stuff. They just kept updating the little phones. I believe they made some walkie-talkies that Sears used. I started my CB career was started with Hallicrafters CB11A walkie-talkies that my dad brought home back in 1967 or 68, because at that time Hallicrafters had been sold to the Northrop Aircraft Corporation, and down in L.A., where they had all the, Hughes, McDonnell Douglas, Northrop was one of them, and he brought those home, and that's where the story started on that. The CB11A built a really great, solid metal, and it had the red logo in there. So and I have an FM 1000 AM FM radio. I started my shortwave listening career on that, so I'm a Hallicrafters guy. And my first shortwave receiver that I picked up at a garage sale, probably when I was in high school, was a Hallicrafters SX25 Super Defiant. So they were all over. Good to know that we're getting the CB3As back on the air. All right, I'll let you take one more transmission. A lot of people saying the radio sounds great here on the receive side. So thanks for getting it fixed up.
Alrighty, would you like me to raise my voice and see if it'll flat top?
Yeah, normally you don't have to do that, but probably just use the same voice and get right up into the microphone. That's when it happens.
Okay, I've been about 6 to 8 inches away. I will get right up on the microphone. Hello, radio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's right up on it.
Wow, not bad. It's just starting. I've heard them before where it completely shuts down the audio. It's just starting to clip, so not bad.
All right, well, there you go. This is a little jewel, and we will continue to take very good care of it. It is Jerry's radio. He has quite a few little jewels over here that we will be getting up to snuff and checking in. I sure appreciate it, Dennis, and looking forward to hearing some more radios.
Indeed, thanks so much. A lot of people joining us, listening in. La Raza, Foxman 362 is back. UDX 409, UDX 404, GWD Labs. Hello, radio. Thanks for joining the Old Tube Radio Network. Are the Jingle Singers... Okay, Harvey, step up to the microphonium. We're going to have the Jingle Singers do something quickly, and we'll be right back out to you.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, your favorite spot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
The station for you, hopefully, is OTR. Hello, Harvey, over.
Alrighty. Okay. Before I do this one, Joe usually likes to check in a few radios toward the end. If Joe is there, let him do it, because after I check this one in, I got to go to the Golden Eagle, and then I want to go over Phil's number 56's list of radios that he has for sale. So I want to do that at the end. So if Joe's there, let Joe go and check in his radio.
And I neglected to ask Mr. Hustler if there was a Bulldog game going on today, if he was getting involved in that. There was excitement going on. Joe, are you listening? Over?
We are, Dennis, and no football. Not till next week. San Diego. I don't know if they'll be playing over there or over here, but we're just as anxious as you are.
Good deal, because I don't want you to take you away from the game. So if you've got a fave radio here tonight or two, maybe you're on it right now. Take a transmission, and we'll log it down for radio number 3, over.
And 10-4 there, Dennis. I appreciate it. Thanks a whole bunch there. On this one here, Dennis, from World Radio Labs, My Hustler Bass. I'll give you a chance to look this one up. 7 tubes, a few little extra doodads in the front. You got your squelch, your volume. You got a meter, speaker, and a notch. I can't see it. It's in the dark there. Carrying handle and a carrying mic hanger on the radio.
It is there. For some reason it's not coming up, so I will do some trickery to get it into my video screen here, because it's another one of those, 7 tube, 8 tube, early on radios that, in theory, is pretty much set up to be an easy thing to operate. I mean, we've seen the Demco where you've got multiple pieces and 14 knobs, and these radios that we're checking in tonight, certainly not supposed to be like that. So if I do it right, that will be the picture right there. The blue radio, take a transmission, and with another hardwired microphone, take another transmission.
Roger D on that. Doggone it. Unfortunately, this mic is now able to plug into the front there, thanks to Harvey. And speaking of the radio, Dennis, doggone it, for only having 8 tubes, or 7 tubes rather, it sure has a lot of more frequencies on it than some radios that have 10. I was kind of listening to Cliff's Nice, that radio, the Gonset. Really would like to see that one in person. But we have a meter on this one. We have a speaker, and it came with its own little looks. It looks like a CB, but it is a base radio. It will go mobile and AC.
A lot of the people manufacturing these radios, I think they realized that because the FCC wanted you to be, you weren't supposed to be talking hobby stuff. You got your license. You licensed, not you like in ham radio. You license. The license belongs to you. The license belonged to the station. The station license, that Hustler would be KEO 8492, and if you had another one and you put it in the car, it would be KEO 8492 Unit 1 or mobile, and that's how it was supposed to be. And if someone came to your house, and again, you didn't have to be licensed as a person, like a ham radio operator. The radio was licensed. They could sit down. You could drive away in the other car, and they would be KEO 8492 base, because that's the station, not them, to the mobile. And that's how it worked. Who is it? Well, 102 says he's been looking for one of those. Do you have a story? Could you, in 25 words or more, how did you find this radio? Over.
Well, I was on the radio one day, on another radio, speaking of another one. I was checking in, and Harvey popped in and wanted to surprise me. He wanted to surprise me with something like this, a Hustler base. Being my handle's Hustler, and it was a Hustler base, he wanted to know if I was interested, and wanted to know if we could talk about it.
And the rest, as they say, is history. Well, good history tonight with the last couple of radios. Leo Meyerson, World Radio Labs, a notable person for the Globe radios and producing items for amateur radio. Bill Halligan, same thing with Hallicrafters, all throughout the mid-1900s, and then Robert Gonset of Gonset fame, Spring and Wire Company, doing that. So some big history. These are not large corporate entities stamping out radios a million at a time. They're factories, just like Browning, with employees. I don't know, 30, 40, 12, 2. They're in the garage, they're on the kitchen table, figuring these things out, making, let's make an A model, let's make it do this, let's make a number 4, and so this year we're going to add something to it, and this is sort of how it works. A lot, very similar to, I think, early automobiles. Before there was a big 3, there was a big 12. Same thing with radios. Before, it's a Uniden chassis. It was Hallicrafters or World Radio Labs or who knows what. So, Joe, thanks for that. It's sounding good and always a fan favorite. Over.
Dennis, you're more than welcome. And Harvey, I forget to mention there that as excited as you were that day, I was too, for sure. Thanks a lot, Harvey, for that, and thanks for letting me check this one in.
All right, good deal here at 9:59 on the West Coast. What's UTC? Almost 5 o'clock. So thanks, Joe. We're going to jump over to Harvey so we can find out what he's got, and he has a list of some radios that are currently for sale that is of interest. So we will head over that way. Hello, Harvey.
Okay, let me check this one in first. I'm going to use the Golden Beagle. Check that one in, and then I'll give the list. So in between this one and that one, if Joe has another one or two, he can do those, I guess. Okay, this radio is a realistic PRC-8D, 8 Delta, and it is a clone of the Metrotech MetroStar. On the back of this radio, upper right of the chassis, it says Metrotech, Raleigh, North Carolina, and it looks identical to the Metrotech MetroStar, except it's painted gray instead of white, and it says realistic, etc. The microphone on this is a hand mic, a Electro Voice
714, which I believe is the stock microphone. All I've done to it is do the tune and load on the back. I have not opened it up. It came with channel 11, so there you are. It's 8-channel transmit and receive, crystal controlled, also 23-channel tunable. Right now, I'm on tunable, receiving you at channel 7.5 because I haven't been inside it. The crystal receive is just fine. It's got 8 tubes in the radio, and it's got a mic holder on the side, and it's got the mobile carry bracket with it. So anyway, that's this one. I'll go back to you, and if Joe has another one, I'll do the other radios. I'll do the list of radios after Joe.
All right, thanks, Harvey. The audio is clean. It is probably about 70%, 75% modulation. I wouldn't say it's weak. It's just a little less than we're used to. And I've got on the picture now. I'm going to do a hot switch here if anybody's watching. Here's what we have currently is the Metrotech MetroStar. Because when I brought up the Realistic, I'm thinking it looks like it was a homebrew radio. But when you mentioned it was similar to X, it actually is. So if you're watching, anybody watching the MetroStar, Metrotech MetroStar is a radio up in the queue now. It's got the meter, it's got the 4 knobs, tuning, it's got the switches on the bottom, looks like a couple of panel lights. And I'm going to see if I can hot switch over to what I have as a Realistic TRC-8D. And yeah, but the one we're showing, it looks like the knobs fell off, or not fell off, but they've been replacement knobs. And they've sort of been rigged with some cardboard pointers. The meter is there, the switches are there on the bottom, the clear or the white and the red lights on the side, the microphonium. But there is no marking on this radio that would say Radio Shack or Realistic or whatever. So is on the radio you have there, is there some marking on the front?
Oh yeah, they repainted the front. Mine is gray. Oh, and below the meter, there's a rectangle in white where you put your call sign and it says call. Below that on the left is the power on light, which is orange and kind of fluctuates a bit because it's a neon bulb. To the right of that is a red transmit modulation light. And you're right, the audio's a little low, but I haven't been in this thing yet, so who knows. But it's got really good tubes. And I think the final is a 6DL8 or something like that. Anyway, so this should do about 7-8 watts. I'm on the modulator right now, doing about 25 to 50. Without the modulator, it does 1.5 to 4.
Interesting. And I did the zero beat. I think it actually is a little bit better than when I heard it earlier. 2708786. So you're probably within that FCC 700 cycle standard. You could just fudge by with that. Go ahead and take a transmission without. I'm going to have the S meter up. We'll see how far it drops. But it really doesn't sound bad at all. Like I said, the audio is a little low, and I'm putting the Metrotech up because I think it probably more. It looks more like the radio you have. That one that says it was the Realistic. It looks like there's nothing on the front, and the knobs are weird. So I don't want people to get an idea that that's what that radio might look like. So go ahead and transmission without the range boost. I'm just curious to see if I can hear you.
All righty. This is without the modulator on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Not bad. It's in the noise. You can see the meter moving up as you modulate, and now back to the Harvey range boost.
Now, when I turn it on and off,
can't reach around all the garbage. Well, garbage. No, it's not garbage. Radios I have on the bench that I'm working on to turn on and off the modulator, so I shut the power supply off because it's down below the bench and I can reach that. Anyway, oh yeah, I could get this, I could turn up the modulator and get this even more, but I just leave it alone. Anyway, go back to Joe. He's probably got another one or two, and then I'll have the list.
Will do. All right, thanks. A rare radio there. The realistic, what did we call it? The 8 Delta. Before there was, let me bring it back up again. There it is. Radio Shack stamped on anything. Sounding good. Thanks, Harvey.
You got it.
And Joe, the Jingle Singers are going to do a little ditty, and then if you have a radio, step on up after they cease their musical interlude here.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, the friendliest station for you by far is known to all as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
Couldn't find my microphone key up button. It slipped off behind something here, but we're back. 6-0. Hello, Joe. Go again. Over.
Roger. Doggone it. I wouldn't have no trouble finding this one, because I got it in my hand, and it's not going anywhere. Dennis, I'd like to check in my 223, my Johnson, 25 channels. How about that, huh? Doggone it, all transistor, all talk and receive. 10 tubes and on the original microphone.
They had the secret, channel 23 and 23B allowable. It probably had to go in there and not cut a wire. Audio sounding good. Might need to get into the microphone a little bit closer, but the 223. So here is, we were looking at the early radios that were easy to use and not super confusing, and here is the one from E.F. Johnson, the end of their line for tube radios, and they still keep it simple, but they add 23 channels. They give you the S meter, because by 1968, if someone asked, what am I hitting you with, and you couldn't tell them, that was like minus points, right?
Yeah, I guess it would be. That wouldn't be a problem with this one, Dennis. Has a big meter on it. It has a big channel dial to it, well-lit radio, good-sized speaker, so there's no problem with hearing the unit, and a little volume and a squelch. Kind of a backward situation, though. The volume would probably not turn the radio on, the squelch would. But anyway, we are on the original handheld desk mic. We're working it like a stock microphone. It's basically what it is, and no, that'll about do it for this one.
It looks good, sounds good. The Messenger 223. Someone mentioned their Johnson Messenger, their Viking, has 5 channels. That is true. Then they went to the 10-channel Messenger 2 TWO. And then they took that and made the TWO 23, taking basically that same radio, sticking it in the cabinet sideways or whatever they did, make sure the power supply is in, give a nice front fire speaker, add the S meter, and put all the crystals in. I think it's pretty much the same radio with a few mods. Sell it as a base station, because they at this time they were starting to make solid state mobile radios that they wanted you to buy, so this was the flagship base station. Thanks, Joe. It's radio number 5, the 223, sounding good.
Thank you, Dennis.
Are you doing another one, Joe?
No, Harvey, thanks.
Okay, go ahead, Dennis.
All right, and it's past 10 o'clock hour. So back to you, Harvey. And I wasn't clear, or maybe I didn't write it down. The prior radio, the TRC 8 Delta. Would that be something that would be for sale?
Well, maybe, but I think I'm going to keep it. It's in about 80-85% good condition. There's a little bit of paint chipping on the front, and if somebody around here could kind of clean that up for me, yeah, I might. I don't know. There had been one on eBay for way too much money, and then all of a sudden this one came up, for a lot less, so I grabbed it. But I don't know. This turned out to be a lot heavier than I thought it was. I thought it was going to be a smaller little radio, but no. Anyway, not for sale.
All right, good. So some of the radios we want to keep here is we'll have something to check in. That is certainly a rare one as well. But hopefully people are... we're encouraging stations to go into the shelves and open up that dusty plastic bag and maybe put the radio on a variac, bring it up slowly, and get it on the air. Make it the not so undaily driver as we do here and have been doing for a long time on Saturday evenings. Okay, over to you, sir. Before we totally sign out, I think you have. He's like the RF Santa Claus. He's got a list to read. Go ahead.
Okay. By the way, Phil, 56, these are his radios. He's thinning out the herd. Phil is fine. He's okay. Alrighty. Let's start. Okay. An ICO Sentinel 12 channel radio. All these you can find on the internet or eBay to get pictures, etc. Then a Siltronics 1011C, a Siltronics 1011D, and a Siltronics frequency counter, which will go with one of the radios if somebody wants it to go with one of the radios. Then there's a Pierce Simpson Guardian 23 and a Pierce Simpson Guardian 23B. The difference, the B is listed as a 23B on the front and back, and the only difference I noticed, because I have both, is off the mic plug is a small board that's kind of sealed in some black gunk stuff, so I didn't take it apart, with 3 or 4 wires coming out of it, and I believe it's a mic amplifier, because I tested both radios and the B is louder. Okay. There's a UG8 D104 that's wired to those 2 radios, and it can go along with one of the 2. Probably an extra charge for it, but it's wired for it. Okay, then he's got 4 Hammerlin 105 TR radios. They are big. Look them up if you're not sure. Phil is keeping 1, so there are 3. 1 is already spoken for, so there are going to be 2. Some have clocks in them, 24-hour or 12-hour analog clocks. Some do not have the clock. Some have one might have a speaker where the clock goes. Okay, I don't know about mics. Any radio without a mic, I'll have to hunt for the mic. All these radios are at Phil's. If somebody would like a certain one, I go over there, grab it, bring it here, go through it, make sure it's okay before it gets sold. And I would say 80% of what Phil has I've looked at for one reason or another in the past. Okay, then there's a Johnson Messenger 2 with the tone alert, and I believe the mic is wired into it. I'm not absolutely sure, but it's a Messenger 2 with the tone alert. Okay, then there's a Sonar Model G and a Sonar Model E. Okay. There's a Utica T&C stands for Town and Country. I think it's their first one. There's a T&C, then there's one that looks a little different. It's similar, which some people call it T&C2, even though it doesn't say it. Then they made the big boy, Utica T&C3, I believe. Or they made the T&C2. It's the big boy, and the first one that I'm talking about comes in 2 models, and I'm not sure which model it is, but I can find out. And then there's a Demco Satellite, the 101 series, the first one. And it's got the transmitter, the receiver, the speaker, the modulator, and one type of meter. It might be an SWR meter. Okay? Prices, get a hold of me, and through, just call me, text me, or get a hold through Dennis, through OTR or whatever, and then I can go over it with you more extensively. Okay? That should do it. Thank you. I am an old buzzard.
We have to get you an old buzzard radio when you take those transmissions, and then check the temperature on the tubes. All right, a good list. Over the years and years and years that we have been doing this, there have been some of the larger great collections. Fred and Les and Mr. Bill and Everett, and I could go on and on. And Phil is definitely in that category of really great, classy radios, things that are hard to find, things that are not hard to find, but just classic manufacturers and models of those manufacturers. So it's nice that he's making things available if somebody wants to start or add to their collection. So thanks.
Okay, just got a phone call, so I didn't catch what you said if you asked me anything.
I was basically agreeing with you being an old buzzard. Over.
All right, well, I do talk on a bird, and they are old, and they are bald, as I'm getting.
I'll second that motion.
There.
Hey!
There you go. You have 25 seconds to go back to the list, and I think I could say it by memory, but I might be wrong on the model numbers on the Hammerlands. I think they were all the same, right?
Correct. 105TR stands for transmitter. One channel transmit, crystal receive, crystal transmit. It's tunable receive only. Okay? Anybody that gets the thing, I will do, it should have channel 11 in there. They're a little tricky on tuning them, but I will do my best. If they sell local, I will bring them to your place, set it up, and tune the darn thing, because it is a little tricky. But Cliff's got one, I've got one, and they are great receivers. In fact, when I have mine in this room, which is rarely, I do more listening on shortwave than I do talking on 11.
Fun stuff. All right, thanks, Harvey.
Alrighty, I'm going to get back to the phone unless you have another question. Thank you.
As we say in two-way radio, over.
Roger, Dodger. Okay, I'm going to get back to the phone. And again, anybody that's going to be playing this after and go, oh, I turned it off before the radio for the list. Just get a hold of me somehow, through Dennis, through somebody, and then I will get back to you, whatever, with prices and conditions, and all that. They're all at fill, except for two that I brought here because people wanted them, and I did some tubes, some caps, some tuning to make sure that they were going to go out okay. They don't go out unless I go through them, unless the person that's buying it says they don't care, just give me the radio. Then I go, okay. So anyway, there you go, Dennis. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. Thanks to all the stations that have joined us, whether you're on 27085, trying to listen in somewhere from 28085, oldtuberadio.net, oldtuberadio.com. There is a video. Don't add pictures to radio. It just makes things super complicated. Who just joined us? QY2, out there in the 190 kilohertz land. And, of course, the jingle singers that like to do this. We know we can sign off.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
Stay with us and be modern. Going to do the counting and amounting. Somebody asked, okay, I'll get the audio question after the sign-off. Yeah, see, I changed the camera angle, and you can actually see the prism. And I may have to have somebody do a station locally help me demo the prism because of the way I'm using it. All right, here we go. The Old Tube Radio Network checking in tonight. 19 check-ins on page 1, 19 on page 2, 16 on 3, 23 on 4 for a total of 77. We're in week 7. We go to week 8, and then after that, I will probably have some spaces if anybody wants to get on the list. Of course, you don't have to be on any list. There's no secret handshake to get in, no funny hat to wear. Just come as you are. But if you can bring a radio, we'll get you on the list. We'll get you on one of the lists. Speaking of lists tonight, I think we had a six-way tie, if I remembered to write everything down. The Browning Golden... No, let's start with the radio number 1, the Gonset G11 from 1958-59. One of the first few manufacturers that jumped in on the Class D. Pretty rare radio. CB3 from Hallicrafters. Now we're at 1961-62. Still kind of the same thing. Hallicrafters making the 3A, the little phones, the 5s, the 7s, the 11s, and on and on. We heard a 3A tonight, resurrected out of the it'll just sit here forever pile, and was able to get it on the air with some good audio. I'm impressed. It's one of the few I've heard that does not have the severe flat topping. So it's got some good tubes, and it's adjusted way better than you think, right? Radio number 3, and that was from Dennis and KW. Radio number 3, the World Radio Lab Hustler, a radio favorite. It's like, what was that little mouse on Ed Sullivan? Topo Gijo? It reminds me of that. It's like everybody waits for the little blue radio to show up, and then you put the kids to bed. And that was Radio 3. Radio number 4, Harvey on the realistic TRC-8 Delta. We'll hear more for that in future episodes. Joe on the E.F. Johnson Messenger 223 and Browning Golden Beagle, the R68 T68. So I think that is it. And we're supposed to do this. When we read the list, you're supposed to have the fanfare.
This is the Old Tube Radio Network.
And I do that for Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand by. It's time now for the current OTR totals.
Yeah, 47 did that live for us one night. I think the jingle singers are on vacation. He actually brought out the horn. I'll just call it the horn, and gave us a live on the air fanfare. A lot of firsts tonight. I got to go back and hear the honking horn. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us on your Old Tube Radio Network. Is there anybody out still listening? I know Harvey's on the phone. Because Harvey's good at taking an old buzzer transmission. How about Joe? Are you there over? Yeah, you know, Ron, you're elected. Somebody asked me a question, and I need someone talking to demo the Prism, because what I did, who asked me about that? MX120. And this is, who makes, I think this is a Gentner, because they have Techstar and Gentner bought them. So this is probably, vintage 1990. I'm looking for my screwdriver. Here we go. And so, Ron, don't go away. I'll need you to talk because I incorporated it. And I think it actually works. I incorporated it into the receive, going out to the audio stream. And I wanted to be very delicate because I don't like to beef up somebody's audio. I want their audio to sound like their audio. So I'm using it to enhance all the frequencies. I used to use it in line when I was running the Optimod. I was running the Prism. So Ron, are you good for the next 58 seconds?
Oh heck yeah, we're here. No problem, man.
Okay, and Ron has a fairly decent signal, and he has his sound, and so I'm going to show what it does to change its sound. So it's easy. What I'm going to need you to do is take a key down and count to 25, because I'm kind of slow at this, and I'm using it for a receive demo. So just like 1, 2, 3, 4, about like that. Over.
Wow, all the way to 25. All right, we'll probably try to do that. That'll be a good test here for this reverse amplifier, preamplifier. There you go. All right.
So here we go.
We'll start counting then.
The Prism is in.
The 1 and the 2 and the 3.
The Prism is out.
4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7.
The Prism is in.
9, 10.
I'll kick it in and out again.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
out.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
So we're adding little volume
23,
across the board
24,
and just
25.
pumping up,
right.
low, mids, high frequencies.
I think we passed that test, so I think I can move up to first grade now.
You passed the test perfectly. I was able to do the demo with my little green greenie here, and all is happy in the universe.
All right, well, good deal. I'm glad that worked out.
And yes, it raises the noise floor. So then, to get rid of that, I have to adjust the RF gain. You see, it raises everything. But what it does is it adds just a little bit of compression across all the sub bands, which I sort of needed.
Okay.
But it does noise floor, so I can always kick my.
I wonder if you dropped out on me.
No, I was talking to 4 people at once, but you were doing a little demo here on a piece of gear on the receiver.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Was that it, Dennis?
I think that was it. I'm not even sure what I just did, but it's done.
Okay, I'll go back to the telephone. We'll say good night.
All right, thank you, Joe, and thanks to everybody. It's later than I think. I'm getting out of here.
It's late. What? Oh yeah, 10:30. The races are over, and I'm just hanging out.
So you can see it.
All right. Well,
you can see it processing the incoming.
Tonight, and we'll catch you next week.
And I also added. All right, thanks, guys. Let me turn down. Thank you. Let me turn down the radio because I'm also processing it for the crossband. I needed a across-the-board compressor to make the levels so that I don't sound like this, hello, type of thing. I'm trying to level my voice out with everybody else. So here's the...
At Hanford, the temperature was 59 degrees.
You can see it processing.
At Visalia, it was 61.
And again,
reported 60.
If I take it out, it'll change the level, but it helps the levels
reported
compress.
64 degrees. Along the coast, it was
See how it's a little dull?
It was 65 at San Francisco, 54 at Monterey, 55 at San Luis Obispo.
Brightens it up.
52 at Santa Maria.
And let me get the R band.
Now for the
You got
official
me thinking
National
about
Weather
something.
Service forecast for the central and southern San Joaquin Valley tonight. Clear.
See the LKFS, the
51 to
numbers up in the
57.
corner. Let me stop talking. I'll
East
see if
winds up to
how much
5
it brings it
miles
up.
an hour. Sunday, sunny. Highs around 80. Northwest winds up to 5 miles an hour. Sunday night, mostly clear.
Yeah, you can see it
Lows
drop
in
on
the
the
lower
level, the full scale
Northwest
level.
winds up to 5 miles an hour.
Back on, if I can get
Monday,
the pain in the butt to turn this thing on.
highs in the upper 70s. Northwest winds up to 5 miles an hour. Monday night, mostly clear. Lows 51 to 57.
So it helps push the average level up and smooth things out a little bit. So I don't know. That's
For the radio listening area,
it's like a piece of gear you have. Let me turn this guy off. It's a piece of gear you have, and you think, what can I do with this? And rather than have it sit around. Plus, it's cool. Let me go back so I can show them. It's cool because the lights blink. I think that's the only reason I have it there, because it's got the blinky lights. Yeah, and then I'll get out of here. We'll talk audio all night. The Orban Trio is very similar, although it's a new kid on the block, and it has the dual, the redundant power supplies, which if you're in a broadcast facility, most stuff does. This unit here, where is it? Up here, is the Wheatstone version of that. That's the AM MP532, and it's the same thing. It's running HD. It's running AM and running FM. And tonight, I decided to go from the AM to the HD because I thought it sounded better, but it doesn't have. I was missing something. Either the compression was off, and that's why I was tripping. I had a spike that was tripping the amp, so I'll have to go back to the drawing board on that. And I'm running it really heavy on compression for AM. Normally, I would not run it like that for sideband. Good night, everybody. Enough of the tech talk. Thanks for staying up late. Everybody stays up late, or they get up early. This is the whole bunch of blinking lights frequency. So even if it does nothing, you can look at that. That's sort of like program managers at broadcast stations. They're in their suits and they spend a lot of money. They don't know what the equipment does, but when they're giving a tour, it's like we got the AM55 and that cost $1,000, and we've got the Lexicon PCM70 and that was $700. They know the price. They don't know what it does, and if the lights are blinking, they feel good. They feel like they got their money's worth out of everything. And ham radio lady, I'll look for you on a SOTA or a POTA, or maybe on Greg's channel. I thought I had it up here from an early, but everything's sort of shut down, and all the windows I thought I had open were no longer around. But anyway. He does a fun little when he does his live ham stuff, and his video is so good. That's why I'm jealous. Because he's using nice stuff. He's using the good stuff. So his videos look good. Good night, everybody. In fact. Yeah, we haven't talked about the audio board back here, have we? You want some blinking lights, we'll run the audio board.
of me in Utah. I'm just pointing the antenna over that direction. It's a little 2-element Moxon up about 80 feet, and it does pretty well. Maybe that helped, and maybe I'll get you a little better. KK7SFI, K7ZSD, over.
Roger, guys. You came up just a little bit. I see those 7 Delta.
Hello, OTR.
Richard, you are a consummate SWL. I'm going to go up.
Okay,
I'm going to go up 5. I'm going to go up 5 to 17. Just to get off these guys. Okay, we're up to 17 now.
Okay, 6 jammer.
There you go. Okay, we get the official check-in. We got the official check-in from 78. Let me open up the gain a little bit. And the band is open. You're sounding good.
Oh, yeah, I'm buried down in the comments a few times.
Yeah, no, you're... I'm
It's exceptional signal out in your direction today, or tonight.
And I've got... I've got the IPO, and I've got the negative preamp on to keep the noise level down. I can't believe the band is open long and short.
Well, wonders never cease.
And good find on figuring out where I was. Foxman, that is...
Look out your window.
I know, somebody's honking the horn. Foxman, that is SWL 78. I'm in Central California, and he is in Southern California. And I just tuned him in on the 40-meter band, and the conditions are still in. Typically, this late at night, the band goes long, and we can't hear each other. And then he figured out what frequency I was on and made the contact without me even telling him. Now, that's an SWL.
I'm a professional worker.
We'll probably find a way to do that with Rob when he gets the antennas up for 40, because that one guy was in Idaho. I just wonder if we can hear Texas tonight, but we'd be able to check in 32 the same way.
Oh yeah, I'd look forward to that. That'd be a lot of fun. KA6JMF.
All right, I've got to disconnect some stuff, because if I try to transmit now, I'm probably going to have RFI into some items of interest. So we're going to decommission things and well, let's see. Let me try here, because I still have the stream up, but I have a feeling first thing we got to do is get everybody on the same page. I'll stay on 17 here. Oh yeah. Wait a minute. I need to get the audio where it's supposed to be. Radio 1-1, all right. Kilowatt Bravo 6, Germany, France, Denmark. Is that actually working for the transmit? Not too rough?
Well, that's interesting. You're on the noise level.
Yeah, because I'm running, I don't know, probably about 150 watts, because otherwise I'm going to get some RFI into this equipment here.
Well, I'm running the ICOM 7300 right about 80 to 85 watts into that loop antenna around the property.
Loops are a good thing.
I think I heard somebody else. Somebody else has something to say? Go ahead. I must be hearing voices again.
Well, we might have a possible contact. Rob's in Texas. He was going to see if he could fire something up.
Okay, well, I keep hearing somebody. Go ahead again. Go ahead, sir.
Maybe I'm only hearing one half of that QSO way out there.
Yeah, part of the issue is I'm on a wrong profile. That should give you a little bit more output.
Yeah, I'm not receiving you anywhere near your usual quality. It's almost like there's a attenuator. North-south is fine. South to north is 30 or 40 dB attenuation. We're on the diode frequency.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I think I'm on the right antenna. It's just I'm getting a little RF. KB6GFD. See, there was somebody in there at that time.
No, not much of anything here. Okay, Dennis, thank you. It was fun again,
One
as
radio.
always. Now, if I could only find myself a ancient CB radio with something that glows in the dark.
Well, that's what they say about real radios glowing in the dark. All right, 73, and thanks for jumping in, KB6GFD, and there was somebody in my noise level. Yeah, I think I'm going to need one of those big SDR antennas to pick you up. But I hear you in there, over. And my antenna is low. I'm not running a lot of power. Radio testing from Kilowatt Bravo 6, Germany, France, Denmark.
Each of the 7 bands and 8 radios on 80 meters.
Yeah, you're just barely in. So the band is trying to open up, but I hear you in there, over. And part of the reason is because my antenna is so wimpy.